Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Can you believe it is New Year's Eve 2019? Where does the time go? My gosh, yeah, it's windy, it's cold, it now feels like December right now. And oh, wait a minute. I get these requests. Hey Rick, when you walk past my car in a vlog, can you stop? So we're stopping right now for London, Texas. Yep, that's your car. Okay, thanks for the business. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for the impromptu support vlog from this past Sunday. Interesting conversation, and exactly what we were talking about on Sunday just happened. Did I jinx myself? I don't know, but how about Carl from North Carolina? Is he just crazy or what? I absolutely loved it. I can't wait till he comes back up here to get his car. I'll make sure that I share that with you guys in the vlog. So we were talking about integrity and the value of a man's word. Well, I just had the situation with you guys all over the country. I appreciate that. I'm running in 100 miles an hour. Get paperwork done, overnight stuff so you can secure deals and we'll get shipping scheduled, you coming in, that kind of stuff. Have a guy that's gonna buy a car. Commits to buying the car. Send him the paperwork. Get the paperwork. Oh, I want to title it this way. Okay, well, a little crazy right now. I got to go wait in line and redo everything. Still running 100 miles an hour, but I got to hit the brakes and go backwards just a little bit. But if you would have told me that from the first time, no problem. We would have got it done. Okay, we'll do that. Redo all that, send all the paperwork back. In the meantime, 4 or 5 people looking at that car. Oh, that's the one I really wanted. Oh, that's sold already. Oh, and here I'm waiting, you know, and I'm just got so much going on and looking at him, it's like, man, I didn't get this paperwork back from this guy. I said, hey man, what are we doing? Oh, I'm not taking the car now. Now, if I had sold the car, like we talked about on Sunday, to one of those 4 or 5 other folks looking at the car while he's got contract in hand, it would be a different conversation. But again, there's a value in a man's word, is all I want to say. He's like, wait a minute, Rick's gonna go on a tangent again. Nah, I got too much other stuff going on, things to think about. We are gonna have a quick tip from Rick for you today. Got one coming up in another week that he was just out here, involved Chuck with, so we'll grab him real quick. Just want to say hi to him on the vlog, because I know you guys love seeing Chuck on the vlog. He's a good friend and he's a great worker on Corvette. But being that it's cold outside, well, it kills your battery. So if you didn't plug it in with your battery protection package on your C7 Corvette, how do you get into the car and how do you jump your battery? We're going to do that today on a quick tip from Rick. And then at the end of today's show, we're going to share your beautiful rides. How about last Tuesday? Was that a lot of fun on Christmas Eve, showing all those vets and pets? Thanks again, everybody, for sending those in. That was a great episode. But before we get into, sorry, still looking for Chuck. While we're looking for Chuck, enjoy this music transition. I told you it was cold. We both have earmuffs on. How about that? Hey, real quick, I know we were going to do a tip and we're going to do it next week, talking about changing out your cabin air filter. Chuck says, oh man, he goes, that's a tough one. I said, okay, I'll do something else today. So stay tuned. We'll talk about the battery here in just a second. But I just want to say Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
I just want to thank you for all of the fun, all of the support, all of your hard work. It's great working with you. It's great to have you as a friend. And I just want to say that to you and everybody here on the channel. We've got an incredible amount of work ahead of us for the C8 car coming next year, but this past year has been definitely fun, interesting, entertaining, educational, a lot with your help. So I thank you for that, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you and everybody's support. We love it.
Fantastic. Some of you guys drive 3.5 hours to have him work on your car. You're traveling through when you're going around the country. It's like, hey, wait a minute, there's that big dealer in Columbus. Oh yeah, I'll let that guy work on my car. So thank you for stopping by. Just remember, next time you get ready to buy one, we'd love to help you on that too, but it's great to have this guy work on your car. He works on my personal cars as well. And just want to say Happy New Year once again, bro.
Happy New Year, bro.
All right, see you next year.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So cold, is hard on a car, any car, especially Corvette. And I've told you guys, if you're going to let your car sit for any length of time, you need to plug it in with that battery protection package. I'll show you that in just a second. But if you go to get in your car and it's dead, before you can jump it, you got to get in it. But you know what? Jumping it, you can use little stuff like this. This is a little halo deal, and actually it has in that adapter some small jumper cables. Yes, this little thing will jump your Corvette. I actually bought this off QVC, and I love it because it has USB ports. It has a a little 110 in here. It's got a light on the end. I take this thing with me everywhere I go. I love this thing. But also too, you can use these little jump packs here to jump your battery. But let's get in the car first. And I know a lot of you are going to go, Rick, I know how to get in the car. You'd be surprised at how many people I show where the emergency key access is that even had a previous C7 didn't know how to get into their car in the event that the battery was dead. All right, guys, here's your key fob. And if you can see this little black tab here just before the silver part of your key fob, push that, and as you're pushing that, pull the silver part out, and there is your emergency key. Keep in mind, this doesn't start the car, this just gets you in the car. So underneath the back bumper on the far right-hand side, there is a key cylinder. Put that key in, and once it's in there, you're going to turn it to the right, and that will pop open your hatch. Obviously, the battery wasn't dead in this one. What do you want, man? All right, already. Just pretend the battery's like really dead. So if you want to avoid having to jump your car, take this thing right here. The battery protection package works on 2014 to 2019 Corvettes. Right there. Flip this up. This port stays hot all the time, even when the car's turned off. And like we said earlier, if the car's going to sit for any length of time. Well, people have said, Rick, well, how long is that? Well, you could probably let it sit 3-4 weeks and not have any issues, but just so it's not out of sight, out of mind, if the car's going to sit for 2 weeks, not be started, not be driven, plug that in. Now, if you don't have one of those things that we were just showing you, it's $100. Go to your Chevy parts counter, order that. That's the ERI accessory option for your battery protection of your C7 Corvette. But if you have to jump it, here's what you need to do. Now, one of the reasons this has power to it all the time, it's a direct connect to the battery. That's right, a lot of folks didn't know the battery is back here on every Corvette. Stingray, Z51, Grand Sport, Z06, or ZR1. And there's not really a compartment door like you have over on this side. So essentially, you just have to get your hand in here and be careful how you do this, because you don't want to peel this back too much because you could rip the carpeting. But I took my hand right back over in here, get underneath there. It's cold, so my hands are killing me right now. And just peel this back a little bit against this back wall here. And then you're going to notice that foam piece that's actually covering the battery. So you're going to take that out. And as I take that out, I actually use that to kind of prop this carpet up a little bit so it stays up. Now there's your battery. There's a protection covering the post right there. So you're going to grab that in front of that post, snap that off, and pull that off. Now that's all exposed. So there's your positive post, there's your negative. Whoops, I'm sorry, there's your negative over there. Now I know I don't have to tell you guys, but I'm going to anyways. Guys, red to red, black to black. If you reverse jump this thing, you're gonna blow all kinds of computer modules, so please make sure it's red to red and black to black. Once it's jumped, make sure you put that cover back over top of the positive post. Take this foam piece. So let's line it in there properly. Tuck this down. Sometimes you have to fold that. Just push that in there. Make sure it's pushed in all the way around. Now you're in good shape. All right, so after you have it started, you can't just let it sit for 15-20 minutes. It's not the 1970s, and the car recharges itself. Now, it may restart again, but what you got to worry about, is there a dead cell in the battery? Is there a compromise to the charging system? There could be some stored codes in there, so what you want to do after you have it started, if you can, get right to the dealership. Have them check that battery out, make sure it doesn't have a dead cell, make sure there's not code, and most likely there will be some code stored in the car that could affect other things in the future and the performance of the vehicle, so have all those codes cleared out. That's what you need to do. But again, you can avoid that by spending $100 if you don't have it already, and plug in that battery protection option if it's going to sit for more than 2 weeks. Man, this thing is heavy. One more thing to remind you of, once you jump the car, you may still have what we call in the business bells and whistles going off on the dash. Check this, service that. What have I told you guys in the past? Just want to remind you again, it could be the battery. Don't let anybody start tearing your car apart, tearing the dash apart. Oh, we got to change this module, we got to change that module. No. Check the battery, clear the codes before you start digging into your Corvette. Yeah, those are false codes because there's not enough power to this module, to that module, to that module, that you'll get those codes goes the hood again, popping up on the dash. So get that battery checked. You may have to change the battery, clear the codes, then everything is cleared off your dash, and chalk that one up as a learning experience, and I know that you won't let it happen again. It's so good to be back inside. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's quick tip from Rick, and if we helped at least one person, then it's mission accomplished. Coming up Friday, it's going to be our Flashback Friday segment here on my YouTube channel, and being it's the end of 19, the beginning of 2020, I wasn't going to do this big compilation review of our channel from this past year. I'm trying to do a shorter one. It's already turning into be a bigger project. So I don't even know if I'm going to I want to do it. I'm just letting you know where my heart's at. So if I don't get it there, I do apologize. For this Friday, it's going to be America's Top 19 of 19, calling myself Casey Conti in that countdown. So hopefully we have an opportunity to put that together for you. I'm working on it now, and it's like, man, every time I say I'm not going to do these, because last year I did that edit, it was a 6-minute video recapping the channel for a year. It was an 11-hour edit. It's like, man, I don't want to do that this year, but I do want to share some highlights from this past year, and it's kind of hard to pick. And we got what, a couple hundred videos, and it's hard to pick 19 highlights out of that. A lot of you guys have already been, making some comments from the community page and some stuff on my socials. I do appreciate that, but I'm trying real hard, and I'm only mentioning it because I think I'm going to have it for you guys on Friday. It's just another way I want to say thank you for the continued support, and I can't wait for the things that we're going to do for you guys in 2020, and that's up and beyond the mid-engine Corvette. Obviously, that's going to be the focus and the topic of conversation, but you guys and your passion for this car and some fun things, some fun silly ways I plan to promote myself and this car and market around it and involve myself with you. Next year is going to be a fun year, man. I'm really looking forward to it. So at the end of every Tuesday video, we share your beautiful rides. Don't forget, no matter what it is, you can email me a picture of your ride. All right, email address is up there on the screen, but we haven't talked about this in a while too. Don't forget, you also too can intro this segment. Text me the video intro. Just say your name, what state you're from. Now let's check out your beautiful rides. Bam, a little something like that. So let's do that. Let's check out your beautiful rides. Thanks for watching.
Happy New Year! I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were no one, and I can't wait to see hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you wrong, and I didn't understand that you were the one.